Welcome back, everyone. It's Marion and Evelyn again, and we're talking about our upcoming retreat. And I wanted to talk with Marion and have you have an opportunity to hear us share about why we see this synchronicity between the work that Marion does as a presentation coach and the work that I do as an executive coach working with horses. So, Marion, you actually have experience years ago working with horses. So tell us a little bit about that and how you saw this work coming together.
When I first took part as a participant to a retreat with horses, with a friend of mine who is a consultant in change and personal development with horses, I was wondering, wow, some people can really make a living out of this. I mean, this is a dream come true. This is an environment where you get outside, you get with these beautiful animals, and the result is immediate. This is just, wow. This kind of work that I've been doing inside training rooms for years and years and years with some immediate results, but I didn't think it was very much lasting. And sometimes it was tedious and frustrating to deliver some feedback. I could see that there was so much resistance and so much pushing back about this wonderful feedback that we could give. And when I did this work in that setting, and I was invited to this workshop to give my feedback and to evaluate, because it was a first for her. The immediate feedback, I said, this is fantastic. I want to be part of the training and I want to learn how you do this. So it was, now it's maybe 10 years ago or 8, at least 8 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've been involved for a brief time with another company, horse coaching, if I mentioned that. And then I could have gone on with that, but I went into public speaking coaching and did some other stuff. But right at the time when Evelyn told me, okay, I would be interested into collaborating with you, I thought, wow, this is what I've been waiting for all the way.
Yeah. Yes, and when you told me about what you do with, especially with women and your methodology, I was so excited about, actually, initially, I wanted to have you come over and do a workshop here because I thought I have so much to learn from you because I want to be a speaker and I want to feel comfortable standing on stage and being in the public eye. And then you were the one that suggested that we should collaborate when we started our Skype meetings. And it hit me, well, yes, there's a huge amount of synergy between what you're doing in terms of women becoming comfortable with their public persona, being able to command the space, take a stage, become authentically who they are. And of course, that's what I do with people, women and men, when working with horses, is coaching people to be inside their bodies fully, to be aware and conscious and present with whatever is going on, and be able to interact with whatever's going on and communicate with myself and with the horses. And when I do workshops with teams, it's something that really is a powerful experience for everyone involved. So I'm really excited.
When I hear you speaking about, you're using the exact words that we are using when we are coaching as public speaking coaches and presentation coaches. We're speaking about presence. We're speaking about preparing ourselves in our physical body, in our emotional body, in our whole presence to be totally there. You use the word grounding a lot, and I can relate how it works with horses because it's so obvious that you need to be grounded. It's a question of survival almost. You need to be there. You cannot be dreaming, half dreaming and half there. And we work a lot, and I do take a lot the role of the body in the preparation of a talk. Because most of the women who come and see me and work with me, they are very much in their head, and they have their message to deliver. They think about the structure of the message. They think about the visual and the PowerPoint. They think about how they look, and but they don't really pay attention to how present they are, how they breathe, how they stand, their posture. So it's all these things that we are doing in a different way, but in a very coherent. There's a lot of overlapping in our approach, especially about the posture and the presence. You were mentioning also your approach about assertivity opposed to aggressivity. So tell us a little more about it. How do you approach this with horses?
Well, horses are so good at giving us immediate in-the-moment feedback. Now, not everybody can understand horses' feedback, so that's one of the things that I do, is I function as a translator. But horses will, it's interesting for us to be able to interact with different horses, because just like with people, horses have different levels of assertiveness, passiveness, and aggressiveness. So one of the things that we can learn to do with horses is recognize, am I working with a passive horse or an aggressive horse? How am I being in terms of on the scale of passive to aggressive? And what is coming out of that mix? So one of the things my horse guru talks about is, in the hierarchy, if you're working with a horse who's very passive, you can be assertive, but if you're being assertive in the same way that you might be assertive to an aggressive person, that passive horse can experience that as bullying. That passive horse can experience that as aggression. So one of the things that we can really work with and develop is a sense of paying attention to, what is my influence on those around me, and how am I coming across? So am I coming across as too passive? Am I coming across as too aggressive? One example that I like to use is when I was being coached by my horse trainer just a couple of years ago, last year in fact. I was working in the round pen with a very assertive thoroughbred. So thoroughbreds are quite responsive. And I couldn't seem to, despite all of my body language and my expertise in terms of what I've learned over many years of telling this horse to behave himself in my presence and to do what I ask him to do and not to do what I don't want him to do, he kept dissing me. So he was telling me basically, you're not telling me what to do. I wasn't being aggressive, I wasn't being passive. But one of the interesting things was, my coach said, Evelyn, lift up your chest and push your shoulders back. That simple thing, within seconds, changed the way that horse responded to me. And it wasn't something that I would have been able to see, and I can't necessarily see by myself. And I, up to that point, hadn't realized the degree of significance in terms of how I can, hunch over, and how that changes the way I come across. So it didn't change my body language in terms of how I was communicating. It changed the way that I presented myself to this horse, and he saw me as a different person, really.
Imagine the consequences. I was picturing a board meeting.
Yes, exactly.
Like many of my clients, when they're in minority and surrounded by more assertive men, some of them might look even aggressive or passive aggressive, and how to behave, how to have the right posture, how to show them that you are in charge, you are speaking, you're not there to just serve coffee, or you're not accepting interruptions, because it's the big topic about interruptions. And what you described can reside into just a change in the chin or the spine or the shoulder, and then that can mend the room.
And one of the most powerful things that I love about working with horses is that becomes a very deep memory and a lesson that I remember today. Whereas if that was something that I learned in a classroom setting or over a Skype call, I could maybe absorb that information in the moment, but I might forget it. It's not going to get as deeply imprinted in my brain until I really experience it that way and see and feel the lesson. So working with horses has that power to really deeply ingrain experiences that we can take lessons from.
Wonderful. That's why we are partnering together, because we have very similar approach, and yet with the fantastic help of our horses, this brings it into a deeper memory. This really gets into ourselves, and this is so much more powerful. This is one of the reasons why I would use also another tool, which we will discuss in another video about the archetypes and the figurines, because it's something. If you need to trick yourself in the training to find some innovative way to approach our very, very programmed mind and behaviors that bring us always to repeat the same pattern that we have been educated and been really growing into. And so it's with horses, mates with archetypes and figurines and playing. And sometimes both of us, it's with laughter.
Yes.
We share a lot with this love of laughter.
Yes.
And that's how we're going to be working together. So I'm so happy and so excited to discover it even more.
Yes.
When we share this with the others.
Yes. Yeah, I'm very excited about it too. So Marion, thank you so much. We've had a great conversation this morning. And I think we're going to have to say goodbye, and we'll meet again soon.
We'll meet again soon. Okay. Yes. Goodbye.
Bye.